Pandas. Good morning, Pandas. Good morning, everybody. Oh, welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you could join us today. Hey, guys. Today, we're going to get that bamboo. We're going to get that bamboo together as a community. Let's get it. Let's go, baby. Good morning, good morning. Hey, good morning, John. Welcome back, John. Good morning, Bill Jesso. Sleepy Joe. Good morning, good morning. Kevin Fennel asks, so are we going short right now for that daily two-legged pullback? Hey, this panda remembers. This panda has good memory. Even though on the daily chart, we don't see it. We don't see it because it's hidden. But this is a two-legged pullback because we had this move here. A, B, and within this one candle, we actually got that C leg, and now we actually broke yesterday's low, creating that second entry. So he asks, are we going to go short right now on this two-legged pullback on the daily? I personally don't like to go on the hidden second entries. I just don't think they're as good. But I would like it to be a technical two-legged pullback. And so I would like it break above a previous candle's high, and then we'll try to go short. But it's up to you, but I'm just letting you guys know that is a hidden second entry right there with the outside bar reversal. There is one right there. Will I trade it? I will have to let the price action tell me. And right now, I am just unsure. I mean, we are in a downtrend for certain with this pivot high, this low. You see, as we come down, we retested the low here. Notice that this line was fabricated from previous pivots, and it actually reacted off of it, giving us good information about this channel, saying that this channel is most likely accurate and other institutions are using the same channel here. Good morning, Pandas. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Steve T, good morning. SW Blaze, good morning. John Parkman from Montana, good morning. AJ Santa Maria from Florida. Kellyanne, good morning. Tanner Neal. Kevin Fennel says, I feel like we have multiple indicators that we're going to 43.40. Okay, he thinks we're going down, down, down. You know, it's hard to say. You know, I still am thinking about this, the break of the measure move, right? If you remember, I had a measure move here. From this pivot low to this pivot high, right? We find a point of consolidation, copy and paste, and we go to the lowest point of the consolidation, highest point of the consolidation to the lowest point of the consolidation. And we found ourselves right here. This is not as accurate as I would like. So we find ourselves at this horizontal line. And we're finding ourselves going back and forth on this horizontal line. But typically what happens with measure moves is if we break above the measure move, clearly, you know, this is like 20 points above the measure move, we are most likely going to keep going up. Because the measure move was disregarded, that means there's not the presence enough presence of bears, in my opinion, to push us down. So I'm thinking we have another leg up. I'm not sure if we're gonna really how far down we're gonna go here. We could go down, who knows? But in my opinion, because of this measure move break, clearly above it, closing above it, multiple price action above it, I think we have think we have room to keep going up here. I think we have some more room. I think Albus also mentions in his blog, you know, the latest entry is we have another measure move at like 44,400 something. Plus that's a round number. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we get there sooner or later. I don't know how we're gonna get there. We can trading range here for a long time and then finally get there, but who knows. With that being said, I am uncertain if this, you know, technically the second entry triggered right here. You could have got at least a 1-point scalp just by breaking the yesterday's low. You got actually a 4-point scalp there, but typically you look for a 10-point scalp when you want for the dailies. Good morning, everybody. You guys are rolling in. Sorry, I'm going deep into the analysis already in the pre-market. Pandas, hey, I know John Cena has given us a great time the last couple days. But I think his time has come to an end. I think it's time to let him go. To let our boy John Cena go. And it's sad. It's sad. But if he joins the stream, I think we've had enough of him. I think he's making it more. He's bringing more negative things than positive things. He said one small good thing yesterday, but it was like with a million bad things, and it was like trying to find needle in a haystack to strip the gold from his comments. And so, sorry, John. We try to give you many chances to redeem your ways and start talking like a regular human being and treating others with some ounce of respect, but he failed to do so, and that is his character. So, with that being said, thoughts and prayers to John Cena. I hope he does well with his life. Yeah, I think he was being more of a distraction than anything, and so for those who enjoyed his, I liked him. I don't mind the hate. It just affirms the fact that I'm doing something here. You're doing something right when you get haters for no reason. So it is what it is. David Fields says, I'm coming out the top rope with a flying elbow for Cena. John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Man, there was the super. Man, I don't know if you guys remember, but this was like before like memes were really a meme, and this radio show does a prank phone call to a woman, and it's about giving her like this, WrestleMania Super Slam, something like that, like a deal on that, and her husband wanted to prank phone call her to the radio show, and throughout the whole show, they're just continually playing the John Cena theme song. And I think that's where it began. I think that's where the meme began, where all the other memes kind of came from that. But I listened to it again. I remember listening to it when it first came out, and I thought it aged like fine wine. There's nothing about it that is not funny still. It is so funny still. RKO. Yeah, RKO is actually pretty good. There's a guy who makes like videos with the RKO. Vigio. I don't know if you guys heard of him, but it's called Vigio. It's like video, but with like a G in it. But he makes really funny like RKO videos. Anyways, tribute to John Cena. Rest in peace. All right, pandas. Hey, for those who are new, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you fill out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think today might be. I'm gonna go over what we're doing in the stream. We're finding two-legged pullbacks on the E-mini futures on 2000 tick chart. Two-legged pullback simply looks like this. With this setup in the right context, greater than 90% probability to make 1 point. So we like to find this setup in those key areas such as moving averages, support resistance levels, trend lines, channels. If you like more details about the setup, check out the playlist in the description. Also, we trade pure price action here, so I don't have any momentum indicators. Every indicator I have here is on my chart helping us with price action. And we have a 20 EMA, we have the 240 SMA, we also have a indicator that automatically counts all legs for us and identifies second entries. If you don't know how to read the indicator, just look to the right of the chart. If this is a dark green or dark red number, then that means it's a second entry. For instance, we have the pattern here, A, B, C, and the next reversal right here will be a second entry long. But you notice here that it's a 2, so that means it's a higher low second entry long. If this pivot low breaks below this pivot low, if the price action goes below this pivot low before reversing, then this will change to a 1, showing us it's not a higher low anymore, and that will actually change if it goes below here. So that's the power of the indicator, so we don't have to count legs and keep track of all of our legs. And we can just look at the context and trade off the indicator there. So if it's dark green or dark red number, that's all we have to worry about. Also, trading range indicator uses pure price action to find these trading ranges. Trading range here, perfectly mark the top of the trading range here. marked the bottom of the trading range here, right? Fail breakout with a higher low setup. That's a very good setup to have happened 4 in the morning, and so that's not something I'm interested in. I'm not awake that early, but that's a good setup with a higher low second entry setup. That's what we look for in these trading range type things. Lower high second entry, that's what we look for in these trading range type price action. So higher low with a very nice signal bar, lower high with a very nice signal bar. You can see with the green 2 and dark red 2 that those are the higher low, lower high setups. So if you want information about either of these indicators, you can check out the official website, www.twoleggedpullback.com. There's a free trial there. You can check out the free trial on the indicator, on the two-legged pullback. There's no free trial on the trading range yet, but I'm thinking of creating one soon. Just haven't had the time. That's it for the introduction, pandas. Let's find some two-legged pullback. Let's get that bamboo. Gonna go over some of your comments. As I already mentioned kind of earlier on, what kind of day I think is gonna be today. To be honest, I don't know. I mean, we did trigger this hidden second entry, but in my opinion, man, we're such a strong uptrend. I'm not gonna read too much into that. I'm gonna wait for actual technical second entry to really consider going short if I were to go short here. But man, pandas, like, we haven't seen a second entry long since here. This is the last time we saw a second entry long, and that was what, in May 20th, 3 months ago. We haven't seen a second entry long. All we have been seeing so far are first entry longs, a lot of second entry shorts, but no second entry longs, showing us that the market has not even given us a two-legged pullback. That means it's a strong uptrend, pandas. If we can't even get two-legged pullbacks on any of these pullbacks here, then we know we're in a strong uptrend. No two-legged pullbacks, no second entries going long. I would like to go a second entry long, that'd be nice, but there's just no opportunity here. All we have are second entry shorts, which are producing pretty good, right? Second entry short here, boom, kills, right, goes way below. Second entry short here again, goes way below. Second entry short here goes way below, right, yesterday's or the candles before. Right here, second entry short fails. That doesn't actually fail, but goes on, bounces back up, and then finally does reverse. Again, second entry short. Right here, many points here. Here, this actually fails to make 10 points. Here also fails to make 10 points. So you have a couple failures here early on in the trend. But ever since then, every second entry short has produced some nice swing down. Some nice downtrend days. Alright, so for me, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking we're going to have a trading range day today. Because I don't know, I'm thinking trading range day today. Possible, believe it or not, bull trend day today because we're so close. Because we already broke above the measure move and we're just chopping on the measure move here. I think we have, plenty of momentum to keep going upwards. So even though we are down here, we had a pretty strong downtrend day today or yesterday, and we still have a downtrend right now. I think we have potential to go up. Oh, you guys are pretty active in the chat. Let's go. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, I think most of you guys agree. John Cena needs to go. Killian, take that trolling shite to Facebook. We gotta pay attention to the charts. Coolest grandma I've ever met. Wow, I've never seen this all across the board. Look at this. Hey, this is a nice indicator for us. All across the board, you guys are around 30% on what kind of day. That means we have no idea what kind of day today is, which usually means trading range. If we have no idea, but poll is done. Market has just opened. Kevin Fennell, maybe it's a good thing you missed that trap. We're going long here. Looks like we're about to break out of this. We could reverse here. We are in a trading range. We must recognize this trading range here. Market just open. Is Champ there? Champ who? Is Champ there? Who's Champ? We'll find out on... Oh my, if you guys haven't seen that prank phone call, you guys gotta watch it. But Auto Detail Lab knows what's up. Kevin Fennell with his, I think his auto repair business. Check out Kevin Fennell's store if you can. If you're in Texas area. AJ Santamaria hitting that trap, getting that 600 bucks. Let's go, babe. We do have a potential L4 setup here right in the open. Man, but we bounced off the bottom of this channel. So nice. We're breaking above the 20 MA now. Ooh. Okay, we lost our L4 setup. We're coming back into the trading range here. Not something I was interested in. Terrible signal bar. Plus confusion, a little confusing to me. I would draw another trading range right here. The trading range indicators is a little low, a little lower than I would do manually. Manual trading ranges are obviously the best way to draw them. But the trading range indicator is showing us that upper half of this trading range here is being the trading range now. So we have like a 2-tier trading range. Where the upper half is finding all the action. We are getting a lower high setup here, Pandas. A strong move up with this trap. Most likely this trading range will fail to break out. I mean, typically it does, but in the market open, we could be trending here. Making a double top. Breaking above, making a higher high. That's interesting. We could have a breakdown here, and then we could have a breakout here on the other side, about the same length as this. That could be a possibility. It's confusing to me right now. We could have a spike in channel. I'll put the spike in channel here as this is the spike and the channel start to begin. So we do have a spike in channel forming here. Not interested in the short, unfortunately. I'm not. I don't like how this strong bull candle is created above the trading range. Closing above it. My only setup would be maybe a lower high setup. Good signal bar though. Does give us a point here. Finding some support on the 20 EMA right now. Going down. Hitting the bottom of the channel on the spiking channel. Going below it now. No more spiking channel. The spiking channel is invalid. Coming back to the bottom of the trading range. I wish that was a lower high setup or even a double top, but since it poked above it, I was not interested because we lost the lower high setup. It's unfortunate, but the intentions are shown afterwards. We're breaking yesterday's low again. If this is a second entry, this could go down, but the traders are seeing this as a second entry. Still respecting our trading range here. Big move up, big move down. Probably come back to the bottom of the trading range marked by the trading range indicator on this green line here. Yeah, I wish that was a lower high or even a double top, but it poked above it. Did not like that. Didn't like that poke. That one tick poke. making it technically a higher high. Probably gonna test the bottom of the trading range here, marked by the trading range indicator. Kelly Ann says, I am one trade from completing the Lilu challenge, so don't want the chance messing up. Kelly Ann, let's go, baby. All right, Jason, thanks for the confirmation. You know, I honestly, like, oftentimes I miss a lot of trades here. I just play so conservative when I'm on live, but I love it when the community members come back and say, just hit that scalp, 600, 1,000, 2,000, whatever it is. I love that. I love that. I cannot tell you how good that makes me feel. Like, it makes me so happy when you guys are doing well. All right, we're finding some chop here now, again. Coming back to the top of the trading range. Would you look at that? Couldn't even come back to the bottom. Missing it by a lot. Missing it by a point. Couldn't match the previous pivot low here. I'm curious what's happening. Not entirely sure. But this is confusing. No setups for me. Not yet, at least. We do have a lower high setup here, but I might look for a trap trade here, pandas. If we come up and we trap to the short side, I might take that failed second entry long. That's the setup I'm looking for, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. If it hits the zeros, it's not there. Oh, actually, this doesn't matter. If it actually this doesn't matter. If it goes long, fails to make a point, and then goes short, I might think about going short here. And maybe swinging for a while, because if it's true, if this is a second entry, this could be a very, very big swing. Could be a big swing here. But in my opinion, could be trading range. I'm just not. I need to see a failed second entry long or short here. Pandas. At 2,000 ticks, we've only went. Oh, okay, I was about to say we only went half a point in 2,000 ticks. That'd been really crazy. Only half a point in 2,000 ticks. Coming back to the bottom of the trading range, marked by the trading range indicator way back here. So for those who are like, oh, what's wrong with this trading range? Why is it so like weird? Like there's no price action down here. Why would it mark it down here? Well, it's because the trading range indicator is using price action to create the trading range, and that's what it identified it as. Sometimes the trading range indicator marks trading ranges. I'm just like, what? Why? And then later retest like the bottom or top. I'm just like, wow. I don't know if I'll take a trap trade here now. We're so close to the bottom of the trading range. It's not enough room. Even if we have a failed second entry long here. What I mean failed second entry long, for those who do not know what I'm talking about, A, B, C. And if this goes less than a point, right, on that second entry and it reverses, that's called a failed second entry long. And so typically those act as very strong entries or setups, but all depends on context. We did hit the bottom of the trading range. We're breaking below now, and we could have a downtrend day today. It could be possible. I mean, we're going way below yesterday's low now. 4 points again, and way below the trading range. Popped up, makes a point instantly. No entries so far still. No strong convictions for me either way, actually, still. Oh, there was a measure move. Good looking out. There was a measure move here. And did hit it pretty well, as Brandon Jones says. There was a measure move. That was a good look. No entry still. I mean, we're coming right back into the trading range. Notice the trading range indicator. How that it marked the trading range before we even knew it, right? It marked it down here, and it's still valid. This trading range is still very valid for us. I might even take the higher low setup here if we get a higher low setup, but I'm not sure what's happening here. It does look like a downtrend. Like, it looks like we came up, had a wedge, and we broke down it. We do have a higher low setting up here. I'm interested in this higher low setup. Ooh, interesting. We are in a downtrend though, pandas. Like, it's just a simple downtrend like this. Bouncing off the 20 EMA multiple times. This is a toughie. Okay, well, terrible signal bar, so not really interested anymore. If we get a nice spike down here and a nice wick and it comes right back up, then maybe I'll be interested. If we get a nice tail here, I'll be interested to go long. Well, I don't think we're getting it. I think we're gonna get a solid bear bar here. First entry short. Typically look for some sort of higher low setup here. But I mean, terrible signal bar. Man, that's, you know, terrible signal bar. Plus, almost confirming this trend line here. I feel like I gotta try this higher low setup, pandas. If it gives us a good signal bar, I feel like I gotta try it. But it feels like we're going down. Like, we had like basically this trend and it just broke down. That's what it feels like as well. It's a little confusing. Plus we bounced off this trend line quite nicely. Terrible signal bar now. But this is a higher low setup, and it could easily make a point here. In fact, it can come all the way back up to the top of the trading range. That does make a point pretty quickly. Not sure if it's gonna give us much more than that. And we have a second entry short here now. Just choppy. That was a terrible signal bar. But does give us a point. Trading range indicator adjusts itself, finding more hits down here. Can come right back up to the top of the trading range. That's the power of the trading range indicator right there. That's, I was interested in that, but man, couple of things that were bothering me. Made me hesitant. Main thing, terrible signal bar. Doji bar. We do have a two-legged pullback here. I'm not interested in this two-legged pullback. Because I think we hit the bottom of the trading range and we're going to come back up. Like I said, coming back up to the top of the trading range. Absolutely incredible how accurate this trading range indicator is. Watch it hit and bounce right off of it. Richard Harris strikes again. You know, the thing about Richard Harris is nice. I think because he actually mentions where he's gonna go long or short before it happens. Look, it hits the top of the trading range indicator. It hits it from the bottom to the top. Who would have guessed? That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point swing if you're gonna hold it for that entire trading range. You're gonna have to ask yourself, is this trading range still valid? Are we done with this trading range? How much longer can this trading range last for? How long can we continue to trade this trading range with lower high, higher low setups? And that's a good question. That's a very good question, actually. That was a good signal bar. I would have taken that. If it spiked down and spiked back up, I would have taken that. But big bear bar with a questionable bar. Bottom trading range. I knew I wasn't going to go short. That's all I knew. Just didn't want to go long unless I had that last ingredient. That higher low setup. What do I mean by higher low? What I mean by higher low is that this low is higher than this low. So we have a reversal here. This could have done this instead. Gone down, go up, and then could have gone further down, which would make the lower low, but instead it reverses here, making a higher low. And so we know it's a higher low because whenever a candle breaks a previous candle's high on the downtrend, that means the trend has reversed and the new pivot is created. Higher low setup here. But not only that, notice the higher low setup is a dark green number, so it's a second entry higher low. So you actually have this A, B, C pattern, making it a second entry higher low setup, which was nice. Which is what we want, which is what we're looking for. You could technically go into this lower high setup. You know, it doesn't have to be a second entry, but I find that second entries are more reliable. Butterscotch asks, what chart is this? Look at the title of the video, of the stream. You'll find out very quickly. Go some of your chats here. Going over some chats. Win by Fitty says, what happened to John Cena? I'm not sure. Terminal Term asks, why didn't you take short at top of range? I think I mentioned that it's because I wanted the lower high setup, but that actually poked above and made a higher high, which I didn't like. Velix says, again, his account cash value rises when not recording, most likely editing his cash value on sim account. Nice tinfoil hat. Do you wear it backwards? I trade off stream because this is my actual account, and so my cash value is going to change. Also, if you are part of the Discord, Two-Legged Pullback Discord, you know that I'm on there actively saying what trades I'm taking, what trades I'm not. And anyone who actually follows me and, cares, they know that, I actually trade off stream. And, yeah, and I constantly post on the Discord channel what the setups I'm looking for, setups I'm liking, setups I'm in. This trading range, man, every two-legged pullback, every second entry at the top of the trading range has been making a point. Incredible. I think anyone in the Discord channel can attest that I constantly post on the Discord, constantly interacting, constantly giving my ideas. Just watching here. I mean, we're just choppy. What's our 5-minute look like? Our 5 minutes not giving us much more different information than what we have. Pretty choppy. Big bull bar though here. That's something we see. This is something we can't see on the tick charts. In a short amount of time, we printed a big bull bar, and so we have that price action of time and price action. And so since we can see that, that can inform us. Big bull bar in a quick amount of time. Again here, you can look for a lower high second entry. We're coming right back down to the bottom trading range. That would be interesting because it usually doesn't move like that. It usually will give us a lower high setup, right? Such as this lower high setup. It usually doesn't go straight from bottom to top, but this did. Well, even this went from bottom and created a higher low second entry. So typically it just doesn't go straight down, typically, but who knows? The trading range is like, it's basically like a black hole vortex in here. Just watching here. Potential lower high setup, second entry short. A, B, C. Question is, has this trading range played itself out? Are we still in trading range? Or does it want to break out? This is a lower high setup, but it's kind of low. Like, I would like it to be a little bit higher. It's a little low for a lower high setup. It could potentially trap us out, come back up a little bit more. Creating a second entry here, second entry long. That is a lower high setup, but I did not like the location of it. And this is actually creating a second entry long here. A, B, very hard to see without the indicator, but A, B, C. We do have a second entry long here. And this could be the breakout that the bulls are looking for. Or this could be the lower high that we're looking for now. I'll just say that if you went short there, thoughts and prayers. We're still at the top of the trading range. Difficult to go long here in my opinion still. But typically when you see something like this, right, you have a trading range. The middle of the trading range is now acting as support. So for me, this could be a sign that the trading range might be done. I'm not sure, but the middle of the trading range now is acting as support right here. And because of that, this could show eagerness from the bulls. Eagerness from the bulls. But yeah, this essentially created a second entry long. A, B, C, second entry long. Off the 20 MA. Very choppy still in the 10K chart here. Very choppy still. Confusing. Most of the trades will look for some sort of breakout here. But until this trading range is truly broken, I can't make a decision on which way we're going. You know, I don't want to make a decision before it actually happens. Like, I would like to make a decision on the trend once the trend has been established. But right now, we're just in a trading range. And even if we break out of trading range, high tendency for the breakout to fail and come back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts so far already to try to break out to the top side. 1, 2, 3 attempts to the bottom side, all failing. So more likely to fail than not, already as shown here. I mean, you can only break out one time, and so every time it fails, it just adds on to the amount of failures. We're currently breaking above it now. Because that middle has been hit again, tested, and reversed, that could be a good sign that's showing us that we were going to break to the upside here. Creating a double bottom, right? This major trend reversal. Essentially, if you really want to look at this, break of trend, new low, higher low, trap, and that is actually a major trend reversal. You look for a couple entries. This is the riskiest one, right? The new low. A better entry will be the higher low setup. Best entry is a trap setup here. And so we had all the three setups here that typically are meant for in a major trend reversal. A break of trend, new low, higher low setup, second entry, and also a Pikachu trap trade off the 20 MA. Those are all ingredients for a major trend reversal. It looks a little wonky. It doesn't look nice because when you typically break a trend, you're thinking it will make a new low much quicker than it did, right? Because it did in a trading range, but finally it does make the new low by one tick. Even though it's one tick, then it starts to reverse. Yep, Kelly, we missed them all. I mean, I think a lot of us, thought that we were gonna break down really far down. I was hesitant. I would have gone long here, but that signal bar, this signal bar, terrible signal bars. You want some better signal bars than that. But it is what it is. I'll say one thing. It stopped me from going short right there. The fact that I was looking at this and it stopped me from going short there even with a good signal bar, right, to go short, stopped me because I was pretty aware that this could at least reverse here, but we shall see. And if you did enter this higher low setup, you're still in the runner. Very nice runner, right? That's another sign of strength that we have gaps here. We have a gap here. This is called a negative gap, what Al Brooks will call a negative gap. And the thing is, it actually does touch this, but goes one tick below. So we call that a negative gap. Right? It actually goes below, but closes above. Notice here, there's a big gap from this high, and no low has yet touched this high. There's actually a big gap right here. So with this low here, a pretty big gap showing a strength from the bulls. I wouldn't be surprised if we make an all-time high today. I really wouldn't be surprised, pandas. Anything can happen. This market's crazy, especially in these trading range type days, right? When we're trading range like this, like think about what happens in trading range, right? You go to the bottom and you go to the top. You go to the bottom, you go to the top. If this was just like a 5-minute chart, this would just be like, oh, this looks choppy. But it just looks crazy on a daily because the swings are so high, it's, so large. But in terms of price action, nothing is unfamiliar. Everything's expected. If you're in trading range, if you're choppy, you're expected to hit the bottom, then hit the top, hit the bottom, hit the top. Within 1 bar, that's fine. Happens all the time, right? We see it all the time on the lower time frames, right? 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar. We see it all the time. 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar. Just 1 bar trading ranges from the low to the high, low to the high, low to the high. And this is what we're just seeing on the daily right now. I could draw a channel like this, but it's nonsense. Could draw a channel like this. This makes more sense. Mac would draw a channel like this, most likely. Something like that. Or he might even draw a channel like this. Kind of close to mine, but he'll put it to the low of this candle here. That's the way he draws his channels. But I'm a little more traditional when it comes to making my channels here. Some will consider this break of trend, new high, and this would be time to look for a trap trade on the 20 EMA. This is what people would look for. That's what bears want. Bulls, they want this to be a breakout and a two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA or off this trend line. That's what bulls want. Every single man, this makes a point. We're just choppy. I'm not sure how high we can really go. This makes a point here. That's interesting. So this is another major trend reversal. If we're truly choppy day today, then we can look for a major trend reversal here. Break a trend, two-legged pullback to a new high. And some will say this trend is over. But we have no setups, pandas. I wasn't going to go short there. Notice again, pandas, a gap from this high to this low. There's a gap from this high to this low showing a strength from the bulls. It's just interesting that this would make a scalp for the bears. That tells me there's enough bears here to at least scalp out, which is interesting in my opinion. But I'm currently seeing an uptrend, pandas. I mean, I'm not ignoring it. I mean, I see an uptrend right now. And I might trade it as an uptrend. I'm just saying right now, I love the activity in the chat because you guys are actually, you know, writing some nice things. Writing some nice critical things on the chart, about the chart. Measure moves being hit, measure moves being missed. Jack Beyond up 3,000. Let's go, baby. Jack Beyond must be trading really big, pretty big lot sizes. It's making 3,000. That's a lot. That's pretty hard to do. I mean, depends on your contract sizes, of course. Let's go, baby. Look how choppy we're getting right here, pandas. Hard to say what's going to happen here. This chop makes me think, I don't know, makes me think we can come back down into the trading range. That's what it makes me think. Now that's not what you want to see on a strong uptrend. You don't want to see this kind of chop here. Or you don't want to see the struggle between the bulls and bears right here. But notice we are above the 20 MA, and remember all the gaps that are created. Gap here, and a gap here, big gap right here created. Nice gap created, actually, very nice. We do have a two-legged pullback on a 10K chart mentioned by Daniel Eyes. Terrible signal bar, though. And this is a nice place to actually look for some sort of trap trade to go long. Because we're above the 20 MA. Notice we break above the 20 MA. And a lot of times, traders will forget that. And then they'll try to go short here. And then reverses. And just rides above the 20 MA from here on out. So the trap trade here on the 10K chart is a nice setup. Mentioned Daniel I says that as well. 5-minute chart. Top of the channel as well on the 5-minute. I mean, the 5-minute is just showing us trading range straight up, and we're still in it, clearly in it. The 2K chart, that is not what you want to see when you think it's a strong trend. That's not strong trend behavior right here. That is not. But no setups, Panda. I mean, I haven't really found any good. I mean, this was probably the best setup. This setup was okay. I wish it was just a lower high or at least a double top. But this setup was probably the best setup so far, giving us a nice higher low to like a pullback. Just terrible signal bar. Terrible signal bar. If that signal bar was nice, I would have jumped into that one. All hindsight bias, so doesn't mean much, to be honest. What matters is what you actually do. Just like trends, you cannot underestimate trading ranges. You know, trends, you think, oh, it has to end now, it has to end. No, trends don't ever need to end. They don't need to end on your terms. They don't never need to end. Just like trading ranges, they don't end on your terms. They end when they want to end. They end when the market is ready for it to end. Yeah, Beyond says, getting close to buying my Maserati. Yeah, this one, you also had this downtrend here, but the market cycle we were in was, you know, trading range market cycle. So we did have this downtrend. We did have, you know, failed breakouts on the 20 MA, a couple of them, no gaps. To take this one, you barely had enough room to get to that trend line, barely enough room to the 20 MA. So that, you know, you would have to take that risk here if you're going to go long there. But I'll tell you, some people are making a killing today that traded this trading range. People made a killing here. People made a killing here. People made a killing here. I'm certain they're big swing traders there. Brandon Jones is letting me know there is a trend line I'm missing. Let's check it out. What trend line am I missing here? I do have this trend line up here for the broad channel, but I think he's talking about this one. I'm not exactly sure the trend line he's asking. We do have a two-legged pullback, but that is choppy to the maximum, and I cannot take this two-legged pullback. That is so choppy. It'll be strange to go long here in my opinion, but it is, you know, up to you guys. But that is, in my opinion, that is the definition of chop, and I cannot go in there long. I cannot. DX says, getting close to buying my macaroni. Wow. Beyond is about to buy his Maserati. DX is trying to buy his macaroni. Let's go, baby. That's the kind of gold that we're getting here. Yeah. That's pretty good, DX. Hey, make sure you hit that like button. Supports the channel, supports me. Do appreciate it. Absolute confusion right here. Market has no idea what's happening. But notice there are people scalping, limit orders here, limit orders here. That has to happen because it's the only way this kind of price action can happen is if people or institutions are buying with limit orders. Selling limit order here, buying limit orders here, that's what they're doing. And I'm certain there's always limit orders on the 20 MA, such as right here. Trading range, it got so choppy right here. The trading range indicator actually adjusted itself on all of these hits. That's actually incredible. There's so many hits just in this small compact area, more hits than all of these down here. It actually readjusted the trading range indicator, which makes sense because on the 5-minute, we are actually at the top of the trading range as well. And we are making a lower high on the 5-minute. Curious. Measure moves up to 240 SMA. Top of the trading range on the 5-minute. The 10K chart showing us chop as well. Right? 2 dojis in a row. And on the 10K, that's amazing that the doji is actually one tick. The body's one tick large. Oh, we finally make our second entry here. I personally wouldn't go long here when we have this many hits. Right? The market's trying to tell us something, but we are gliding above the 20 MA. So some people might consider this risk worth taking. Going long right here, putting a stop order right here, thinking we can make double this move. Swing traders are thinking that right now, that they think we can come up here, thinking that risk is worth it because we're above the 20 MA. But I think the market cycle is a little too strong here. We'll see. Clearly above the 20 MA. Just that second entry, if you took that, thoughts and prayers to you. That is, if you took that long, thoughts and prayers. It's just, that's not what. Look at this. What can you make of this? The reason why you don't want to trade chop is because for us, we want to enter in stop limit orders. So we put one tick above the previous candle's high. In choppiness, by definition, how they're created is because people are entering with limit orders. Not stop limit orders, just limit orders. And they're selling at the top of the trading range, maybe one tick above because they want more value, maybe one tick above, two ticks above, they want more value, maybe even 1 point above because they want more value. Thus, you entering with your stop entry and then them entering with their limit orders above you, that is what we're seeing with the price action. And so that's exactly what happened here. People bought here thinking the second entry long, but then they got shut down with limit orders a couple ticks above it, right? 3 ticks above it, 4 ticks above it, right? Typically less than a point, so you can't even make a point. So people limit orders all above here, right? As you can see with the price action. So we're gonna assume that that's gonna continue. Not enough room to the 20 EMA, nor enough room to the trend line here. Cannot take this short either. Just watching here, pandas. Just waiting. That's why you do not go long there. That's why you do not go long. Because of limit orders. I cannot go short here either. But I would like that short more than that long there. But it's still too choppy for me. Barely enough room to make a point, in my opinion. Right, if I just drew a quick trading range, we have a trading range here. It might be the day of like trading ranges. We might just get a bunch of trading range to another trading range to another trading range. 10K does show the second entry short here, and it could potentially trap you out, but we'll see. The 5 minute, just straight up, two-legged pullback to the top of the trading range. A, B, C. Micro double top. I'm gonna look for a trap trade here to go short. That would be my only trade here. Trap trade to go short. No setup there. I wanted that trap trade, but it never triggered. So I lost my setup, the setup that I wanted with that trap. If it went 1 tick above the previous candle's high, missed it by 2 ticks, I would have entered short there, but unfortunately, market's being stingy. It's not giving me my trap trade. Did not give it to me. Good signal bar to go long, but under the 20 MA, not interested. 10K showing us some support on the 20 MA though here. Also, the 5 minute showing support on the 20 EMA as well. typically want to go long here. Thinking fail breakout, fade the breakout, come back into trading range, but I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to even take this trap. Hard for me to even take this trap trade here. Potential. I mean, we do have an H4 setup here, pandas. I just don't know where it's going to happen. H4 right here in the middle. Ooh. The only setup here would be to fade the trading range. H4 setup with a decent signal bar. Might go long, but when you look like this, it looks like he wants to come way back down to the bottom of the trading range. Like, it's tough. This is tough. This is tough. I may go long here, just because I'm so eager to get into a trade right now. We do have an H4 setup, and it's a bona fide H4 setup. Decent signal bar. It's just too choppy in this setup here. But I'm going to try to fade this trading range here. Ooh, two overlapping bars here. I don't like that typically. I don't like this setup. I don't like this H4. And I even though I love H4s, I do not like the way this one looks. I'm sorry. It does make a point instantly, absolutely, like makes the scalp so fast. I just do not like the choppiness on this H4 floating in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, fading this breakout with the H4. Sorry, pandas. If you took that H4, congrats. But I did not like it. Did not how that looked like. I cannot tell you how many times I've poked above here and it makes the H5. It happens so often that I did not like the way that this was getting so choppy on the H4. I like it when the H4 is like isolated. It has a nice signal bar, not overlapping the previous bar like too much. You know, you want a nice bar like this, right? A nice H4 where not much of it's overlapping. If it's like overlapping like this, it's kind of hard, right? Overlapping like this, kind of difficult to know what's gonna happen. Ends up giving you a nice scalp here, but still, in my opinion, over time, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous trade. But you could take, you could do the fade, the breakout type trade here. But pandas, I'm not even surprised I'm not even in a trade because we've been so choppy. We've just been in trading range this whole time, and typically in these trading range type days, I'm way more conservative. Way more conservative. I've mentioned the stream before, but yeah, trading range days are a little tricky for me still. Little tricky for me still. I think because I still try to look for that perfect setup, even trading range. I don't really get them. I don't get those good signal bars. I don't get the good, you know, I get a nasty signal bar like this, nasty signal bar like this, and it's just hard. Right, even with the H4, it does make a point pretty quickly, but man, that's tricky because of how overlapping this is. Like you could get stopped out right there, you know. So many things can happen. You could just tick one tick above and tick right below because we've seen, right, basically 2 overlapping bars. It's tricky. Do have a 2-legged pullback here. A, B, C forming. For those who want to go short. In my opinion, I don't really know what's going to happen here, Pandas, because we do have a trading range up here that can act as a vacuum, suck it up, and it can come right back up to this trading range. We do have this larger trading range here that we're in the kind of top third of, and it can come back to the bottom of the trading range. So for me, no direction, very difficult. Too many opposing things going on here, which is indicative of the trading range. But even though we know at this point it's a trading range, it's difficult to know. Once we're inside a trading range, for the top of the trading range, okay, you know, you can scale in, you can do a lot of things to help, you know, increase your probabilities, you know, go on lower highs, go on trap trades, all these things. But, you know, when you're in the middle of the trading range, difficult to tell because it can come back up, come middle, up, down, you know, a lot of things can happen within the middle. Almost no rules in the middle. Hey, just up here, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Hey, make sure you hit that like button. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like skeptical. He loses $1,000 on stream and he comes back green, or I don't even come back green all the time. I mean, if I wanted to, I could be making so much more money if I was just on sim. But if you look at my past streams, I think I've already done enough to prove that I'm trading live here. So in my opinion, I got nothing else to prove. If you want to check it out, you can check out those previous streams. It's just, you know, you stick to the plan. You lose $1,000 on stream, you gain back maybe $400 or $600. You might gain it all back, you might gain more. It just happens, you know. The thing is, like, on stream, like, you have such a limited time, and you know, you're kind of going to these bad trades. And also off stream, I trade larger contract sizes. I trade setups differently, because not differently, but I'll trade setups that, you know, like, because I'm more conservative on live stream, I wouldn't take, and those work out, you know. And so again, for those on the Discord channel, like I said, man, this is crazy. You don't know what's gonna happen here. Coming right back to the bottom of the trading range. Well, what do you know? Nice to meet you, old friend. We're back to the bottom here. Big swings for those who can take these swing trades. Goodness, congrats. But yeah, anyone on the Discord channel knows I'm in and out of trades all the time, looking at the market. Also, the thing is, like, if I lose like $1,000 on stream, typically at that point, my premise I adjust my premise to be more accurate to the market. You know, so on stream you kind of get my first take on it, and I might mess up and I might get the premise wrong. Like, I'm thinking this is a strong bull trend, and it ends up being a trading range, or, you know, or a bear trend, whatever, and so I get hit. But once I'm off stream, I already know the premise. Like, I've seen it, and the market, for instance, yesterday was going down, and I missed it. But after the stream, I knew the premise. The premise was the market was going down, and so now I started trading accurately with it. And so, yeah, of course, you make more money off stream. You spend a lot more time off stream looking at the market, and you have a better idea of the market. You know, especially after that first hour, you're like, okay, I think I know what kind of day it's going to be today. So for those who, yeah, skeptics are going to be skeptics, but you can look at my past streams. I even mark them. You can see them. But my pandas know what's up. For those who are like new to the stream, probably don't know, but yeah, you can check out the previous. Richard asks, do you trade after the live stream? I do. This is my live account. And so I only have one account, pandas. I don't have multiple accounts on NinjaTrader. I have only one account. I have one license, and so I trade one account. And so this is why my account changes off stream. You know what would be more sketchy? If my account didn't change at all, then you guys would probably know I am sim trading, because because that means I'm not trading at all after the stream. Nothing's happening, and there's no way I'm not trading throughout the day. In fact, I think even some people would want me to do a sim account during the live stream, just for the sake of seeing my accumulation during the live streams. And that could take the experience away for some people, because, well, for me it's more about the $5,000 challenge, but it's not even about that actually, or the journey. It's not even about that. It's really to trade with the community. But to be honest, bouncing off yesterday's low, creating a higher low setup here, this could be the pullback we need to break out here finally. But just noticing right now, because we have bounced off, making a strong bounce off yesterday's low plus a lower high setup, we're gonna have to see how we react on this 20 MA. If we're breaking above, if we break above here, we could be going up a lot more. But yeah, I don't know. I'll create a pull. I pull a pull up. Want to know your thoughts, pandas. Because some people want to see, like, okay, we just want to see your journey for the streams, and whatever live trades you do are the only trades that quote unquote count for us. But I can't do that on my live account, because I trade off stream and I only have one live account. And so there's no way I can do that. Unless I have a separate sim account where I only trade during the stream, and maybe I can just mimic the trades on my own live account, and then something like that. I don't know. So I can keep trading and nothing is a big waste of time. But, some things that will happen. You won't see my accumulation over time. And you just won't get a sense of that. You're kind of getting a weird idea of what trading will be, because I'm only trading like the first hour with you guys. But for those who really want to see, like, okay, we just want to see during live streams how much money this guy can make, then I would have to do a sim account. Look at this lower high setup. Are we gonna get a double top here, pandas? Bears want a double top here. Bulls want to break out. What do I mean by double top? From this pivot high, they want to see Bears want to see a double top and reverse here. Bulls want to see this breakout. What will happen? Hard to tell. Trading range days. Jack Beyond says, could you maybe review where you went in when you traded off stream? Yeah, I can do that in the mornings. In fact, I might do like a morning review just with members, going over my trades that I took over, off stream. Maybe I'll do like a members only in the morning, and I'll just go over my streams or my trades off stream. I mean, for those who are wondering, off stream, these are the trades I took. And so I took this short here, which I put on the Discord. I didn't like this short. By the way, if anyone watched Mac's daily review, he didn't even recognize this major trend reversal either. He didn't recognize that on his daily review after he has the whole chart marked up. He didn't recognize this major trend reversal. He did mention it, but it was only after the fact. Difficult one to see it live. But didn't like this one because we're clearly above the 20 MA. You know, this could reverse here and break above here, and I just was not sure. But this blue dot here, these blue dots are the trades I took. I took this short here. And this day I was only scalping, so I scalped my 3 contracts. Scalped out here, scalped out here as well. And then didn't see anything. I was very tempted to go here on this L4 setup, but during the trade, I was talking on the Discord channel saying I did not like this price action here. I did not like how this is starting to get choppy here. I did not like that, and I didn't like this signal bar at the end, so I just skipped it. And this is why you skip those bad signal bars. Comes back up. Again, there's a major trend reversal here, but it's above the 20 MA, something I could not predict or see, so I didn't take it. H4 setup, I took this one. I love that signal bar right there. I love that one. Also, higher low, right? Second entry. A, B, C, higher low setup. I took this trade as well and went long there. And so, I mean, those are my trades off stream. I was down like 200 something during the stream, and so, oh well, I can make up the $200 with a couple scalps. It's not a big deal. You know, I think that's the thing. It's like, oh, you're red during stream. How could you ever make that up? You know, your stop losses are terrible. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. You know, find the best setups possible. It'll work out in the long term. And so, up. You know, I was up like, I don't know, 200 something at the end of the day. But okay, I was red off stream and then green on. You know, I was red on stream and green off stream. Like, that's trading for you. It happens. It happens. But maybe I will do that. Maybe members only. I'll go over my daily chart review and the trades I took off stream. All right, Richard Harris. Miranda Coastgrove, another troll. Man, the trolls are coming out of the woods. Alright, pandas. No trades for me today. It's not looking good. I don't think I'm going to enter a trade. Nor am I going to force a trade here. The thing is, like, when people ask, like, can you show all your markers and trade markers, it's like, it will never end. And so I already put my foot in the ground early on this journey. And it's just like, you can never appease everybody. And so if you really want, just look at my previous streams. You can see all the things I've done to show. But yeah, there's no point of trying to appease everyone here. So I've already mentioned I'm never gonna really show any of my markers just because it doesn't matter. It's gonna keep happening. People are gonna be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? It's just never gonna end. So for me, there's no point. No point trying to prove something because I already tried to prove it and people are still skeptical. And so in my mind, I'm done with that. No reason to do it anymore. So take it or leave it. You know, you can continue watching or leave. But I'm pretty much done with trying to quote unquote prove. Like, this is just, yeah. Yeah. Actually very rude to ask that. Probably the rudest thing you can ask. I mean, I'm already showing like my account balance. I'm already showing like all my trades, like my live trades, losing trades, whatever. Like, I'm already doing all of this, and it's just like, oh yeah, show me your markers. You know, show us your markers. It's like, I've already done that before. I've already done that in my past streams, and it's just like, there's no point of trying to appease everyone. It's just gonna be endless. And so I already said, not gonna do that anymore. No point. If you really want to look, you can look at my past streams. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. Just how much more can you do? I'm just like tired of it. But yeah, I mean, Miranda, Cosgrove, I know that's not even your real name. I'm pretty sure this is, you know, another John Cena fake account. So, I'm sorry. We've had enough trolls here. It is what it is. It's like people just trying to join the stream and just like all they do is like, is this real? Is this real? Is this really happening? Oh my gosh, is this real? Oh my gosh, I need to prove it. Prove it to me right now. It's like, why are you joining my stream? Like, just one second. And that's all they do is cry, cry, and cry. It's like, why does it matter? You're watching me trade live the two-legged pullback. If my account, even if I don't show my account, why does it even matter? If it's sim or live, why does it even matter? It doesn't really matter. The point is to trade with the community here. Alright, we're breaking down, Panda. Something's happening here. I mean, clearly we're still in this trading range, right? Obviously still in this trading range. And I don't think we're going to break out of it until I'm off stream. And so, you know, it's kind of up to you if you think this trading range is strong enough for you to continue to trade it. Ooh, two-legged pullback forming, the bottom trading range on the 5-minute. Getting a nice bounce off the bottom. Sorry, Pandas. No trades today. It's all good. You know, it's confusing. You know, if you're trying to go short here, that's risky. You could have gone long there, but again, risky for me. Even though it does give you a scalp, but kind of reverses right after that. That's all you get. This is definitely very hard to trade. So just in my opinion, all of these setups are not, we're not prime. We're not prime. We're not choice setups. This second entry long maybe, but at the time was the top of the trading range. This again, best setup. This again. Well, this one, not really, because I would liked it, but this was probably the best setup so far. Even though it's a bad signal bar. But just no good setups in general. Alright, pandas, hey, gonna end the stream there. Sorry, no trades. And hey, sometimes you gotta take care of those trolls, and that's what we pretty much did today. Let's go, baby. Hey, sometimes no trading is the best type of trading. And when trading range days like this, at least one thing, pandas, we knew it was trading range day, and so we knew not to go long right here, right? We knew that. We knew not to do. We knew to do that. We knew not to go. Well, let's see if there's any traps here. I guess we knew not to go short here. I don't know. We just knew, at least with the trading range, we recognized the market cycle and we traded accordingly. But this time, what it meant is just we didn't trade at all. So, pandas, trade safe. And I really do hope you guys get that bamboo today. I know some of you guys did, according to the chat. But hey, happy trading. God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys do well. See you guys tomorrow.